So you're thinking about moving to Bozeman, Montana, but you're just not sure where you want to be. Perhaps you don't want to be right in town, but you don't want to be too far away from everything Bozeman has to offer either. But you also don't want to be in one of the other, small neighboring towns nearby, like Belgrade. Well, just outside of Bozeman, there are some lovely areas and neighborhoods that offer a little bit more space, a little bit more quiet, and a bit less traffic as well. So today I'm going to be covering the different areas outside of Bozeman city limits in the greater Bozeman area. We'll be taking a close look at each location on Google Maps. I'm also going to be covering the top neighborhoods and developments in each one as well. I'm going to cover the various features and some information and statistics and pricing for each one, and then we'll jump in the car so I can show you around the neighborhood so you get a better feel and a greater understanding for each neighborhood as well. I'm also going to touch on something at the end that can be a little bit unexpected in regards to our weather patterns here if you've never lived here before. So you're going to want to stick around for that. So let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Bozeman, Montana and the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana, like Livingston, Belgrade, Ennis, Three Forks, and Big Sky, then be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Southwest Montana. My name is Hallie Cronebush. I am a local real estate agent, and the team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move here in beautiful Southwest Montana, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to buy or sell or invest or move in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and we'd be honored to help you find your place here in Bozeman, Montana and the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana. All my information is in the description below. So Bozeman covers a pretty large area here in the valley. As you can see here, this is indicating city limits, but there's a wide range of options and neighborhoods outside of city limits as well. We have to the north, up towards Springhill and Sipes Canyon, the south side, of course, we've got Leverage Canyon and Sourdough over here, as well as Highlight Canyon, and there are homes and neighborhoods all along the foothills on both sides there. And then, of course, to the east, we have, you can head out towards Bridger Bowl, and there's homes and neighborhoods along here. And then when you hit the interstate headed towards Livingston, of course, there's going to be some homes through there on Bozeman Pass, but there's not a lot going on near the interstate on that side. And then finally over here to the west, we have the whole community near Four Corners and some other neighborhoods over here on the west side that we'll be taking a look at as well. Now, of course, every part of Bozeman is a wonderful place to live, and it really does depend on the lifestyle you're looking for specifically. Each area is developing its own character, even outside of city limits here. And if you're looking for something closer to town, more in the action, definitely check out my previous video where I talk about all the top neighborhoods and places to live inside of city limits. So let's take a look at those different parts of the outskirts or just outside of city limits all around the Gallatin Valley and Bozeman. So the west side of Bozeman includes really this whole area between Bozeman and Four Corners. West Bozeman is arguably one of the fastest growing parts of town. And as you move away from, more of downtown and Bozeman proper, homes do tend to be more affordable with larger yards and really just more home for your money. Some neighborhoods and homes are well established, while others are fairly new or still in development all throughout this whole stretch of Bozeman. Montfortin School, found right here, is a country school located off of Huffine Lane between Bozeman and Four Corners, but much closer to Four Corners. And it's for kids from kindergarten through 8th grade. For high school, most kids in the area do attend a high school in Bozeman. Now, if we zoom in a little bit more, we can see North Star subdivision, the first one we're going to talk about today. It's right here in Four Corners. It's these 3 circles or blocks, if you will, as well as some people include some of these multifamily or condos that are right in this area as well. It's located just 2 miles from the Gallatin River, right over here. But the neighborhood has well-maintained homes and great trail access all around with several playgrounds and parks. There's about 300 single-family homes in North Star. It's a great central location for people who work in Bozeman, Belgrade, or Big Sky, as it provides quick access to Huffine Lane, Jackrabbit Lane, and Highway 191 with this intersection right here nearby. And even with those busy roads, it's tucked just far enough away from that to be a quiet neighborhood, but also benefit from having some businesses and commercial areas and not too far away either. So let's go drive through North Star and take a closer look at those homes. So in the North Star subdivision, there are currently 2 active listings. This includes the condos at Quail Run as well. The median list price for those 2 listings is $610,000. All right, now if we look down here a little bit further south from Four Corners, you will make your way over here to Elk Grove. Elk Grove is right here off of Highway 191, right about here. It's well known for its cul-de-sac style living with larger homes and lots. It's a large planned community with around 300 single-family custom-built homes. If we look a little bit closer here, there is a pond, parks, and of course, mountain views, ball fields, trails. It feels like it's out in the country, surrounded by farmland here, as you can see, but only about 15 minutes to Bozeman. So let's go drive around and take a peek at those homes in Elk Grove. There aren't any currently active listings in the Elk Grove subdivision, but in the past 6 months, 3 homes have sold with a median sale price of $807,000. Now, if we move back here a little bit to the north and then back towards town off of Huffine, that's where we're going to find the Woodland Park subdivision, which is this whole area in here. Now, as you can see, some of it isn't even showing up on the satellite map because these homes are in the process of or have just been built very recently. So it's a very newly developed area between Four Corners and Bozeman there off of Huffine Lane. And it really combines the convenience of living minutes from Bozeman with the lovely rural landscape that this whole area offers. You're going to find wide streets and sidewalks, pods of homes for a more intimate neighborhood feel, and of course, parks and open space and incredible views, especially to the south. So let's go drive around Woodland Park and take a peek at all of that new construction. There are currently 16 active listings in Woodland Park with a median price of $925,000. Now, the South Side of Bozeman has always been one of the most coveted areas to live in here in Bozeman. Once you move outside of city limits and head further south, you're still essentially between, just between the thriving downtown of Bozeman and the amazing mountains right down here to the south. Now, of course, this goes all the way, well beyond into the mountains south of town as well, which, that whole area here, foothills and beyond, is surrounded by amazing hiking trails, scenery, and wildlife. Now, one neighborhood kind of right here in the middle of this south side is Sourdough Creek, found right in this area here. It's an older established neighborhood with amazing large trees, and a bit closer to other neighborhoods and schools, as well as Montana State University right here in South Bozeman. But it's only about 10 minutes to downtown. So there's lovely mountain views and lots of trail access right here as well. So let's go drive around Sourdough Creek and take a look at some of those older homes, as well as some of those that have been, recently renovated. Currently in Sourdough Creek, there are 3 active listings with a median price of $1.9 million. Now, if we head a little bit further south into the foothills of the Gallatin Range here, we're going to find the Mystic Heights subdivision. Now, this particular neighborhood has great access to trails at Kirk Hill, Sourdough, Highlight down this direction, and of course, Leverage Canyon right in here. The neighborhood itself has lovely single-family homes on large lots and a wonderful pond for simple recreating right here, with some of the homes having that waterfront access. It feels, again, very much like country living, just about 20 minutes to Bozeman. So let's go drive around Mystic Heights and take a peek at some of these beautiful homes. There is currently 1 active listing in the Mystic Heights subdivision with a list price of $2.3 million. A bit further over here to the west off of South Cottonwood Road is where we'll find the Greenhills Ranch subdivision, featuring around 70 single-family home sites and amazing views of the valley and the Bridger Mountains to the north. The location of this one, it really is one of the best features of this neighborhood. And you're minutes from, again, Highlight Canyon and Cottonwood Canyon. The home style is a modern Montana style, and the lots are often an acre or more. As you can see here, tons of space all around these homes. So let's go drive around Greenhills Ranch, take in those amazing views, and check out those homes, many of which are brand new construction as well. There is currently 1 active listing in the Greenhills Ranch subdivision, listed at $2.5 million, as well as a vacant lot for sale at $565,000. Now we're gonna head over east just a little ways from Greenhills Ranch and Mystic Heights over here to Triple Tree Ranch. This is a well-established neighborhood as well, a bit further east in the hills there of South Bozeman. It's well known for large sprawling lots and incredible views of the valley again. Many of the lots are well over an acre in size and have lovely custom homes. This is one of Bozeman's premier neighborhoods. Triple Tree features large custom homes, wonderful opportunity for horse property as well. And the Triple Tree Trailhead borders the neighborhood right along here, heading up into the mountains for some of the greatest views, one of my favorite hikes to do in the springtime and summer. So let's go drive around Triple Tree and take a peek at some of these amazing homes and catch some of that horse property. There aren't any currently active listings in Triple Tree Ranch, but in the last 6 months, 2 homes have sold with a median price of $2.7 million. So now we're heading north onto the north side of Bozeman, where there's also some lovely neighborhoods, much like the south side. Many of the homes are even up in the foothills, moving towards those Bridger Mountains as opposed to the Gallatin Range to the south. 2 of Bozeman's oldest golf courses are also on the north side, Bridger Creek and Riverside Golf Club. And of course, the Bridger Mountains are a major attraction with trails, hiking, biking, and of course, skiing and snowboarding over at Bridger Bowl, just behind the Bridger Ridge here. The whole valley to the north of Bozeman is also a great area with wide open spaces and more phenomenal views. One neighborhood I wanted to take a look at here is called Westlake Park. Now, Wiley Creek Estates is this whole area here, but Westlake Park is a little bit smaller. It's located here, with Wiley Creek, of course, in between Bozeman Four Corners and Belgrade, Montana in the valley, offering lovely Bridger Mountain views in particular. The homes are large, custom-built homes and sit on at least an acre for each lot. It gives you, again, a very country feel with lots of mature trees and privacy, but just a few minutes from Bozeman. So let's go drive around Westlake Park and take a look at some of these lovely homes and views. There is one active listing in Westlake Park currently, priced at $2.395 million. Now a bit further here to the north, if we zoom in, off of Springhill Road, we're going to find Springhill Reserve. It's an absolutely beautiful area north of Bozeman, just about 10 minutes away from Bozeman. These rolling hills, these foothills getting up towards the Bridger Mountains in the area provide for incredible unobstructed mountain views all the way around, with 2.7 miles of walking trails in the area and 49 acres of open space. There's a community pond, and of course the Riverside Golf Club is just 1 mile away, right over here, as you can see. Lots in the Springhill Reserve neighborhood are all around 1 to 2 acres, and there's tons of trails not far away headed up to towards the south face of the Bridgers, like Sipes Canyon Trailhead and Middle Cottonwood, right here and here. So let's go drive around the area and take in more of those fantastic views. There's absolutely wonderful views into Bozeman from some of those hills as well. So let's go check it out and take a peek at some of those homes. The Springhill Reserve neighborhood has 2 currently active residential listings with a median price of $1.95 million, with 2 vacant lots also listed at just over 1 acre each with a median price of $587,000. Now, if we move back over towards Bozeman a little bit closer, still on the north side, a little bit to the northeast, if you will, this area also features some lovely neighborhoods. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, if you head, directly east of Bozeman, you're going to end up, in the mountains or on the interstate headed towards Livingston. But if you continue around here, around the Bridger Ridge, and head up towards Bridger Bowl, there's also some absolutely incredible homes on tons of acreage, well-established neighborhoods, lots of horses and farmland, and an incredible community back here on the other side of the Bridgers as well. But what I want to focus on here are some of these neighborhoods right here on the north to northeast side of Bozeman, a little bit closer in, but still, considered the outskirts of Bozeman. So the Legends at Bridger Creek is a lovely subdivision very close to one of Bozeman's public golf courses, Bridger Creek. It's right here at the base of the Bridger Mountains. There's an 11-acre park right in here, with fields and playgrounds and 30 acres of open space in the Legends here. And of course, just up Bridger Canyon Road, you're going to find the M Trailhead right here, as well as Drinking Horse Mountain, which both are wonderful, local favorite hiking spots as well, just up the road there. And then again, just 20 minutes up the road, a little bit further, you're going to find Bridger Bowl for incredible skiing and snowboarding. And really, this neighborhood is just about 10 minutes to downtown Bozeman. So let's go drive around the Legends at Bridger Creek and take a look at some of these lovely homes and views. There are currently 2 active listings in the Legends at Bridger Creek with a median list price of $1.7 million. Now, of course, there are certainly many, many neighborhoods closer to the heart of Bozeman in city limits specifically. And if you're curious about being closer, be sure to check out my previous video on those to get a feel for what those options are all about as well. I did the exact same thing, showed you around the map and gave you a little bit of a tour around each of those top neighborhoods as well. What it really comes down to is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for something with wide open spaces and more land? Or are you looking, maybe for that dream horse property with some more acreage? Or are you more concerned about proximity to maybe a country school or, perhaps that community and the parks and trails? It really is all about what kind of experience you want, because Bozeman has such a wide variety of options of different neighborhoods and parts of the valley that you could live in. Now, one thing that is somewhat unique to, this valley around Bozeman is that weather patterns do often come through the area in a pretty similar way. Not always, but oftentimes they're going to come through in a certain direction with a certain kind of force and affect different areas of the valley very differently. Without covering a whole lot of distance, you could see very different amounts of snow, wind, or none of the above without covering a huge distance. So a neighborhood to the south of Bozeman may very well see quite a bit more snow than some of the areas to the west, like in Four Corners, that may only see a little tiny bit of a dusting of snow with certain storms where there could be a foot or more to the south. Now again, those patterns don't always come through the same exact way, but more often than not, we do see a fairly consistent pattern there. And of course, those near the mountains, regardless of which direction, are going to tend to see more snow than down in the valley overall. But even within Bozeman, there is a little bit of variation of areas that are going to get more snow than others overall. Now, with the mountains getting the majority of the snow, of course, that is part of why Bridger Bowl is just so perfectly positioned where it is, with those weather patterns that come through and go over the Bridger Ridge and just dump snow over there, making for some incredible powder skiing and wonderful, fluffy, dry snow. It's absolutely phenomenal skiing and snowboarding over there. The sun exposure in the area is also something to keep in mind. So of course, north of town, in that Springhill Reserve, for instance, while it may get a little bit more snow than other parts of the valley, it's not going to stick around as long into the spring because you are going to get more sun exposure overall, and the snow maybe won't pile up quite as much because you are getting more sun. Now, to the south of Bozeman, in the foothills like Mystic Heights, you're not going to get as much sun exposure over the winter months because the sun is so much lower in the sky, being that we are quite a bit north in the country here. So something to keep in mind, that snow is going to stick around a little bit longer if you're in those southern foothills. So again, it really comes down to what you're looking for, but it may not be a bad idea to keep those weather patterns and storm paths in mind as well. And with that, as always, whether you're looking to buy or sell or move or invest in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I'd be honored to help you find your place here in Bozeman, Montana, and the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana. And until next time, I hope to show you around.